Hello there, Alicia, Annie, Helen, Hui Min, Veron, Victor, Ashley. All right. Thank you for coming in on time. It's already 9:30 right now, so let's get things started. Um, all right, so this evening is morning time in the US at Malta side. We have an interesting topic. By the subject Beauty from the Inside Out and its summer edition. Just now I told the speaker over here in Malaysia and Singapore, we are summer all year round. So whatever tips that she's going to share tonight can be applied to all of us here all year round. And for tonight's sharing, we are very fortunate to have a very wonderful speaker. She's a mother and wife. She's a area coordinator for Austin, Texas. She's a certified uh, beauty trainer, challenge winner. She owns a company called The Root of Beauty. She's a licensed massage therapy for the past 17 years, a retired salon owner, award-winning published makeup and hair artist for the past 27 years. So without further ado, let's give a warm welcome all the way from Texas, Austin, Malta, Taylor Rosa. Over to you, Martha.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate y'all having me on today or tonight. I know it's nighttime in y'all's area and y'all could be doing anything but hopping on here, but y'all are on here with me, so I truly appreciate it because it's really awesome to kind of figure out what we need to do to take care of our summer skin. And just like y'all here in Austin, Texas, summer is probably 9 months out of the year. It is always hot. It is always humid. Even wintertime, it is hot and humid here. Sometimes for Christmas, when you think that you would have snow and it would be cold, we're usually in shorts and we're hot and melting. So the skin is always looking how to stay happy during those summer months where, again, it's hot and humid. So we're going to talk about taking care of your skin from the inside out. A lot of people think of skin and they think of taking care of the skin just on the outside because it's on the outside, right? But it's really important also to take care of the skin from the inside because what happens on the inside reflects on the outside. So if we're not taking care of it by putting the right nutrients in, if we're not hydrating the skin from the inside out, if we're eating junk food and things like that, it shows up on the outside as well. So again, we're going to be talking about summer self-care. One of the most important things that you need to have day and night through your entire summer routine, your winter routine, your fall routine, and your spring routine. We probably have fall for 1 month, spring for 1 month, winter for 1 month, and then we have summer for the other 9 months. So it is important to have a skincare routine that will help keep the skin happy during those months, especially when the sun is out there beaming down on you and causing a lot of damage to it. So, having a routine that's going to be pretty basic, that is going to protect the skin day and night. So, these are some products that I highly recommend. Day and night, everyone should be cleansing their skin. It doesn't matter that you took a shower before you went to bed. It doesn't matter that you washed your face in the morning. You have to do it day and night. And the reason is free radical damage is happening all the time. Me just sitting here in my living room with the fan on, the AC on, this light beaming on me, and the light coming from the computer is causing free radical damage. So it's really important for us to be cleansing the skin and taking care of the skin because we're constantly having things land on the skin and occur to the skin that's going to cause all the free radical damage. And that free radical damage causes premature aging. So I don't know about you, but I want to stay as long young looking as long as I can. I'm now 45, so it's really important that I'm constantly fighting the free radical damage to keep my skin happy and healthy. And a cleanser is only meant to cleanse the skin. So it's going to remove the excess dirt, remove the excess oil. It's going to remove the excess impurities that you have on the skin. So cleansing is a extremely important step. Again, day and night. And at night, people are like, well, I took a shower before I went to bed. Like, why do I have to wake up in the morning and cleanse my skin? Well, think of it whenever you're sleeping, like you're laying down and you're sleeping all night long, and some people move and some people don't move, right? Well, the environment around you is still moving. So if you sleep with the fan on or you sleep with the AC on, things and little particles are kind of landing on you as you sleep. Also, you could be somebody who sweats at night. If you're in an area that's pretty hot, sometimes the fan and the AC isn't enough. It's super hot and your temperature is really high and you start sweating in the middle of the night. Sometimes you realize it, and sometimes you don't even know that you were hot and sweaty in the middle of the night. Another thing, people sometimes drool. You know, some people wake up and they're like, oh no, I was drooling in the middle of the night. And so all of these things are occurring as you're sleeping. So it's important that you're cleansing the skin. And then some people sleep with pets. You know, I'm not a big pet sleeper. Like I have a pet and he's got to sleep in his own space. Every once in a while, he'll hop on my bed and he knows he's not supposed to be in my bed because I'm not a pet sleeper. But there are people who sleep with their pets. And think of all the dirt and dander that gets caught in the pet hair. And so, whenever they're rolling around in your bed, they're putting that pet dander in your bed as well. So, it's really important that you're cleansing the skin day and night. In this particular cleanser, I picked this particular cleanser because it's a gel cleanser, it's very lightweight. Most people who live in a hot, humid climate, no matter if you have dry or oily skin, you always kind of feel sticky because of the humidity in the air. And so think about when you put an oil on. You put an oil on and somebody were to like blow dirt on you. That dirt kind of attaches and it stays on the skin. You can kind of feel it. So when you live in humid climates, again, it's important to wash all of that off of you during the day and the night. Well, sometimes those impurities cause the skin to react. The skin can be sensitive, the skin can be um, cause breakouts, the skin can turn red. It can cause a lot of things if the skin is not happy. So this particular cleanser I chose because it has lavender in it, which is calming to the skin. It has lemongrass in it, which lemongrass is also calming, but will clean impurities off of it. It has lemon oil peel or lemon peel oil, excuse me. It has cucumber extract in here. It has calendula in here. So those are all very calming and cleansing to the skin. So this one also is a gel formula. So it's going to have a little bit of a foaming, not too much, but it's going to be a gel formula. So it's not going to be super heavy. Sometimes when it's hot and humid, we don't want heavy creams on the skin because we already have that like light layer of natural stickiness, humidity on the skin. So a gel cleanser is really great at breaking up the dirt, oil, and impurities and removing them off the skin. So this particular gel cleanser, which is the Lumiere de Vie cleansing gel, is a really awesome one for both day and night. And this is good for all skin types. Every skin type can use this one. This one's not specific to just one skin type. Every single one can use this. After you cleanse your skin, it is important to tone the skin. So let me know in the comments if you're somebody who, yes, uses a toner or who, no, doesn't use a toner. Most people fall in the yes category or the no category, but I will tell you there's more people who do not use a toner than do use a toner. And majority of the time, they're not using a toner because they think a toner is going to strip the skin. They think that toners are going to cause dryness to the skin because there are things out on the market that are astringents that they do remove all the good things off of the skin and cause the skin to be dry and not super happy. But our toners are pH balancing toners. So what does that mean? Our whole entire body has a certain pH, both on the inside and on the outside. When you put water on the skin, you're cleansing the skin, you put water on the skin to wash it off, you're messing with the pH balance of the skin because of the water. The water will mess with the pH balance. So, whenever you're putting your sunscreens on, your moisturizers on, your treatment products on, they're not absorbing into the skin properly because your pH is off. So a toner is important to even out that pH, bring it back to where it needs to be. So whenever you put all your other products on, your skin's going to absorb it the way it's supposed to be absorbed. Another thing a toner does, all of our toners come in a spray. And so most people just open up the toner, they cleanse their skin, they open up the toner, and they just spray it on and they go about their day. Well, I feel like you should spray it twice. Once on a cotton pad or a cotton ball or a towel. I just spray mine on my towel. I spray it on the towel and I scrub the face, the neck, and the back of the neck because it's going to pick up any extra dirt and oil that maybe you didn't get with the cleanser. So, and I wear a lot of makeup sometimes. So sometimes after I cleanse my skin, well, do the makeup remover, then cleanse my skin, and then do the toner, sometimes I have a little bit residual left, usually around my hairline, and sometimes like around the ears where I'll get a little extra that maybe I missed. So using a towel with that toner will help remove any excess dirt and oil. It will also get whatever's maybe like clogged into the pore a little bit. It'll move that out of there. After I do it with once with a cotton pad or or cotton ball or the towel, then I do a final spray. I spray before I do anything else. During the summer, during the day, oh, in this toner, let me explain what's in this toner before I move on. This toner has like glycolic acid in it, which is a acid that's going to eat up the dirt and the impurities and also the dead skin cells. So sometimes people think when you're hot and humid, you don't have dead skin. Well, our skin is actually sloughing off all the dead skin pretty much every single day. So even if you're hot, humid, sticky, you do not see dry flakiness on the skin, you still are sloughing off those dead skin cells, and that toner and that cotton pad or that cotton ball is going to remove any excess dead skin that you have left on the face. So again, when you're removing that, it's going to help the skin absorb the rest of the products. If you have that light layer of dead skin, it's going to not penetrate as well either. So this is a great toner. This is a Lumiere V toner. This one's also good for all skin types. I made sure to pick products that anyone can use. We do have products that are specific for dry skin and oily skin and combination skin, but this one is really good for all skin types. After your cleansing during the day, this step is only during the day, not at night. You don't want to do this at night. Is sunscreen. Um, Sunscreen is very important. Let me know. Y'all have summer probably as long as I do. So do you use a sunscreen every single day? Hopefully you do, because sunscreen is really going to help protect the skin from the damage of the rays. So we have UVA and we have UVB rays that cause a lot of damage to the skin. They can cause premature aging. They can cause the fine lines and wrinkles. They can cause discoloration. So, who struggles with discoloration on the skin where you have little they're not freckles, and I'm pretty moly, if you can tell. I have a lot of moles all over the place. Those are just moles. Those aren't discoloration, but sometimes people get patches of discoloration around the face and the forehead, sometimes on the chest and the arms, from the damage of the sun because they don't protect themselves. They go out there and they're just living their best life out in the sun, doing whatever they want. And all that UVA and UVB rays are causing damage. So, sunscreen is meant to create a barrier so the UVA and UVB rays do not penetrate to cause all of those damage to the skin. And I know, as much as y'all like glass skin, I like glass skin. I want my skin to look very healthy, glowy. I always want it to look pretty light and bright so that I don't have that dull skin and I don't have that harmful discoloration that happens in the skin. So, protecting ourselves. We have two of them, and I wanted to highlight both of them because, yes, they're both SPF 50. Yes, they're both de-aging sunscreens. Yes, they both will protect from UVA and UVB rays, but one of them is less, I don't want to say oily, but it's less emollient feeling than the other. So we have our Lumiere V brightening broad spectrum SPF that will help protect from the UVA and UVB rays. And this is both a physical and a mineral protection. So this particular one is good for people who have combination or oily skin. So if you have parts of the skin that are super oily, or if you have super oily skin all over, the Lumiere V Brightening Broad Spectrum SPF 50 is really good for you. And this can be used on the face, this can be used on the neck, the décolleté. You can use it on your arms, and you can use it on your legs. The other one that we have is the Cellular Laboratories de-aging sunscreen. And that one also, again, has the SPF 50 and will protect from the UVA and UVB rays, but it is a little bit more emollient. So someone who has drier skin will like it because it feels a little bit more hydrating on the skin, and it has a little bit more emolliency to it. So for me in particular, I have combination oily skin. In the summer times or the times it's more warm, I tend to be a little bit more oily. So I will use the Lumiere V brightening on my face and on my neck, but I use the Cellular Labs all over the body. I use it on my arms, my legs, my back, everywhere else, but I use both of them. So depending how you want to use the SPF, you can use it, but we do have two of them. Lumiere V is good for more that combination skin or that oily skin. And then Cellular Labs is going to be good for the drier skin. Again, because it's just a little bit more emollient and a little bit heavier and a cream feeling. The other one kind of feels a little bit more lotiony, almost like gel-like on the skin. Both of them do not leave a white cast. So I know sometimes people struggle with having that white cast on the face after they put sunscreen on. And then some of them you struggle with like having that film kind of left on the skin. This one absorbs really well and they dry down really good. So you can use one or the other or both, however you would like. But sunscreen, so you're going to cleanse, you're going to tone, and you can actually put your sunscreen on first if you like to, and then your moisturizer, or you can put your moisturizer on first and then your sunscreen. Our sunscreen you're able to do either with. So it's up to you. Me personally, I like to do cleanser, toner, moisturizer, and then I like to lock it in with my SPF. Again, it's totally up to you how you want to use it, but you can use it either way. It's going to protect the skin from all that UVA and UVB damage. For the moisturizer, when it's that summer beaten down heat, I love this particular moisturizer. This one's the Lumiere DV Hydrating Aloe Cream because when it is hot outside and that sun is beaming down on us, and even though we were putting SPF on for protection, sometimes we come in and we're still a little bit red. Sometimes we get sunburn even if we're putting SPF on, sometimes we're not reapplying it enough times that we get a little bit of a sunburn to us. And so on the face, I really love this aloe cream. And the reason is the ingredient aloe is going to be really calming to the skin. It's going to help with the redness of the skin. It's going to calm that down so that the skin's not so upset. But this one's going to give your skin a really good hydration. This one's also very lightweight. So when it's super hot outside and it's super humid outside, we don't like a lot of heavy things on the skin. We don't like it on the face. We don't like it on the body. It almost feels like suffocating if we put too much on the skin. So that's why I have a very simple, very basic skincare routine if I'm going to be out there in the sun. Now, I have a whole different skincare routine if I'm like, oh no, like I'm worried about fine lines and wrinkles. That's the, routine I use the majority of the time. But when it's super hot, humid, and I'm out there more than I'm not, then this is the time that I use this particular routine when I'm going to be outside. And right now it's summer, like the true summer, meaning like my daughter's out of school. It's a little bit quieter with the photo shoots and the things that I do when it comes to beauty. So I have a little bit more time on my hands. So me and my daughter like to go to the pool. We like to go to this place called Slitterbahn over here where they have like a lazy river and they have water slides and all of that. We like to go fishing. So when I'm outside more, this is the best routine for me to use because it's lightweight, it's going to protect and it's going to help rehydrate the skin because being out in the sun will dry you out. It does not matter if your skin is oily, it doesn't matter if your skin is combination, it doesn't matter if your skin is dry. All that sun damage and all those sun rays will definitely, and the heat, even though it's humid, will still dry out the skin because it's humid outside doesn't mean that your skin is getting hydrated. You're actually getting dehydrated. So this is a really awesome skincare routine to use during those times. So we got the cleanser, the toner, the sunscreen, and the moisturizer, which are really, really awesome. Let's see. So these are some common skin challenges that occur whenever you are out in the sun. So the sunburns and UV damage, even though we're protecting ourselves with sunscreen, even though we're putting a moisturizer with aloe cream in it, sometimes it's not enough. Sometimes you're like, oh no, like I'm really, really, really feeling it. You can see it. I'm almost peeling. It's hot to touch. It's very sensitive to touch. If you get this type of damage to the skin from being outside, there are products that we do have that are going to give you a little bit of extra calming to the skin. So we have straight aloe gel that you can put all over the body, that's going to calm the skin, calm the redness, take away the burn. Because who in the comments has had a sunburn before? And you're like, oh no, don't touch me. You can't even put clothes on, because it feels burnt. It feels burnt. So when people touch you, it's just not a good feeling. So we have the ultimate aloe. Yeah, the pain is real. And then when it starts peeling and the skin starts coming off, it's a little bit sensitive. So putting a straight aloe gel on the skin, is really good for those sunburn. Whenever you're like, oop, I did put sunscreen on, but I just didn't apply enough. And I was out here, living my best life, and now I'm sunburned. So the Ultimate Aloe is amazing. Around summertime, when it is hot and humid, that humidity, you're outside quite a bit, you're sweating out of control, and your body is just attracting everything and it sits on the skin. Sometimes it can cause breakouts. Sometimes it can cause the oiliness to be a little bit more than you're used to. And it could cause clogging to the skin. So sometimes, 2 or 3 times a week, you might have to do something that's going to help remove those deep, deep, deep impurities that are causing breakouts to the skin. You might have to do a mask. So we have our Lumiere de Vie volcanic mask. Our volcanic mask is an awesome mask to use whenever you're having those breakouts, when you're having that excess oil, whenever you're having pimples that kind of pop up. My skin is pretty clear throughout the year. It's very rare that I get breakouts, but when I do, it's around the summer months. So in the last, I would say 2 months, um, I have struggled with minor breakouts here and there. And this is when I pull out my volcanic mask. I put the volcanic mask all over the face. It's going to look like this. It has a grayish tone to it. You put it on the face and you let it dry. You let it sit there for about 10 to 15 minutes. While it's dried down, it's going to grab all the dirt and impurities from deep into the pores, and it's going to pull them to the surface. The cool thing about this particular volcanic mask, it has little pieces of exfoliating beads in it. So those exfoliating beads, after you let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes, you can just splash some water back on the face to kind of rehydrate the mask. And if you do little circular motions like this, those little beads are now going to exfoliate off all the dirt and impurities and dead skin cells that it pulled to the surface. So it's going to really clean out all the pores. It's going to clean out all the dirt. It's going to clean out all the impurities. So it's going to help get rid of all that junk that's in the skin. And again, this one you can use day or night, depending when you want to mask. I usually mask at night, because I have more time at night. So I just mask at night. I put it on. This would be after you cleanse, before you tone. So you would cleanse your skin, you would put your volcanic mask on, you would let it sit, you're going to rehydrate it, you're going to do circular motions to remove all the impurities, you're going to wash the face off, and then you tone. And the reason that you tone after a mask is because we put water on our face. Remember, if we put anything on our face, it's going to mess that pH balance up. So we put water on our face to wash that mask off. So after, you're going to tone. So this is a good step to add. Again, you can do it 2 times a week, 3 times a week. If you want, you could do it 1 time a week. It just depends on how clogged the pores are. I have a cousin who works in construction. He builds houses and he does welding and he does all of these things. And he was staying here at my house one summer replacing um, everything upstairs because we had a leak and it ruined pretty much everything upstairs, carpet, walls, whatever. He had to come in and he redid the whole thing. And he was asking me because he knows I'm a beauty professional, and we had a lot of time together, and he was like, I have all these blackheads. He's like, everywhere that you look, I have all these blackheads. He's like, and I can never get rid of them. So I was like, okay, well, let me give you a facial. I did the cleansing, the toning, we did the volcanic mask, and we removed all the clogged pores and everything. Because he's in construction and he's constantly, cutting wood and things like that. Do you know that the volcanic mask pulled wood pieces from the face? You know how the little dust particles get into the air? It was clogging. Not only was it dirt and oil, but wood pieces were stuck in little tiny baby ones were also stuck in the face. And we were able to pull them out with the volcanic mask. So it was really awesome. He was like, oh no, I'm going to need this forever and ever now to help remove all those dirt and impurities. So this is a volcanic mask. All the ingredients here are all very natural, but they're going to pull everything to the surface. The volcanic mask also has AHAs in it, which are alpha hydroxy acids. So acids sometimes can be a little sensitive for people who have dry skin. So if you're pretty dry, like maybe around this little cheek area, just avoid the volcanic mask there. So in the winter, whenever we have a true winter and it's cold, my skin dries out a little bit. So I can put the volcanic mask everywhere, but on the cheeks because they're a little bit sensitive. But you'll have to like trial and error that to see. And this will have a little sting to it. So whenever you put it on, it's going to have a little stingle for a little bit amount of time that is totally normal. Okay. So if it's stingy a little bit, normal. If it's burning, like I cannot tolerate it, this is too burning, hurry up and take it off because it might be too much for your skin. I'll tell you that does not happen very often, but that little stingly feeling, that is super normal. Now, I know I talked a lot about the skin on the face in addition, but we have the skin on the body too, right? And whenever I was talking about sunscreen, it's important that we put the sunscreen all over our body. Well, we also need to hydrate this body as well. So we have our Lumiere V hand and body cream, which is really has a really good of hydrating the skin, and it's really good at helping with the fine lines and wrinkles. So our Lumiere V hand and body cream is really good to re-moisturize that dehydrated skin so that it doesn't look dull and it doesn't look flaky, and it's going to help make it help with fine lines and wrinkles and as well, and it's hydrating. This particular hand cream comes in two sizes, so there's travel sizes. So I don't know if y'all travel a lot during the summertime, but I know us here, we do travel quite a bit. So sometimes it's really awesome to have a travel size that you can fly in an airplane and no problems. I think they come in two or three, a package of two or three. I can't remember off the top of my head, but you can even throw one of these in your purse. So you can take this throughout the day and use this on the body as well. So we have our Lumiere V hand and body cream. All right. So let's talk about hydration. When it gets that sun's beaming down on us and it's summer and it's hot, and what's y'all's temperature normally like? Like here in Austin, our temperatures get to like 95, 100. Sometimes it breaks 100. So it's pretty hot here. And then it gets pretty humid. So the humidity here is usually pretty high. We're not as high as like the Houston area, and I believe y'all are a little bit more humid than we are. But that humidity is pretty high and we get very dehydrated. So being hydrated is super important because it helps regulate your body temperature. So when you're hydrated during the summer, it's going to keep you more cool. It's really important for the skin because the skin needs elasticity, right? We need the skin to have give to it. We need for it to be able to pull and to come back and to pull and come back. So keeping the body and skin hydrated is going to help maintain that elasticity. It's also going to help keep that skin looking more plump. It's going to help reduce the fine lines and wrinkles. So fine lines and wrinkles are caused because of the breakdown of the matrix of the skin. Has anybody ever found a rubber band in the back of their drawer at home? Let me know in the comments. You're like, man, that rubber band looks like it's been there for a long time, and you try to use it and it's not elastic. You pull on it and it's like almost dry and flaky and it breaks apart. And you're like, oh no, I done broke the rubber band, like it's dried out. Well, it lost the hydration. And because it lost the hydration, it lost the ability to be elastic. So it's not going to um go and go back and forth. It's going to cause fine lines and wrinkles. Well, this also happens in the body. So if you do not keep the body hydrated, you lose the elasticity. And that's what causes those fine lines and wrinkles and the breakdown of the matrix of the skin. So to keep the skin looking plump, youthful, and healthy, it's important to keep the skin hydrated. When you're in the summer and you're not keeping yourself hydrated, it's important to watch out for signs because you can get super dehydrated, where you can be cause fainting, where you can, cause a lot of things to yourself. So things that you want to watch for whenever you are outside and it is hot outside, you want to see, are you getting too tired? Like if you're getting too tired in the sun, it's important that you rehydrate. If you're feeling like low energy, if you're starting to get a headache, if you're starting to look a little bit dry and dull, hydration is really important. These are signs that you may be a little bit dehydrated. Now, I know I'm talking a lot about summer, but can you get dehydrated in the winter? Yeah, you can get dehydrated in the winter. You can get dehydrated in the spring. You can get dehydrated in the fall. I have a puppy, if you can tell. He's only 6 months and he wants attention now. He's like, it's almost been an hour, lady. Are you going to pay attention to me? So you can get dehydrated at any time of the year, but these are some signs of dehydration. So it's important that you start rehydrating all day long. Does anyone know how much water you should drink a day? Let me know in the comments. I'll wait for this answer. Does anyone know how much water you should drink during the day? Everybody's quiet. That's okay. I'm going to tell you. You should, yeah, 3 liters. This is the easiest way to know how much water you need, because the amount of water that I need is going to be different than Helen. It's going to be different than Jeffrey. It's going to be different than Stephanie. It's going to be different for every single person. So the best rule of thumb is you take your body weight and do it in half. So if you weigh 110 pounds, you're going to need to drink 55 ounces of water a day. If you weigh 200 pounds, you're going to need to drink 100 ounces of water a day. So it's really, and also, yes, it also depends on how active you are. So if you're active, super active, then you're going to be adding 10 to 20 ounces on top of half of your body weight. If it's super hot outside, where like it's broke 100, adding an extra 10 or 20 ounces on top of that is really good as well. So just that's a good rule of thumb. Or if you're like, that's too complicated, 2 to 3 liters a day is really good for you to drink to keep your body hydrated, especially in the winter. I mean, the winter, especially in the summer, because we're sweating. Winter, we're not sweating. Summer, we're sweating. Like you walk outside and you sweat. I don't know about y'all, but there's times that it's so hot and humid here in Austin. I get out the shower, I dry off. I'm still hot, I'm still humid, and I still feel sweaty because it's just hot, right? And so I'm sure that y'all experience that as well. So we're constantly sweating out all of the hydration that we have in the body to keep us cool So it's important that we replenish it. So I tried to look at all the products that y'all have in your market, and I couldn't. I typed in some and they showed up, and then they didn't show up when I tried to add them to cart. So you may or may not have these products, but I'm going to go ahead and speak about them. And if you don't, call your US counterpart and make them send them to you because these are really good. We have our electrolytes, and if you don't have the electrolytes in your market, and research electrolytes because they're really important. When you drink water, is your body just going to absorb every single ounce of water that you drink, and is it going to hydrate you? Answer me that in the comments. So you were like, I drank 52 ounces of water. Do you think that every single ounce that you drank was actually absorbed into the body and utilized to hydrate you? Let me know. No, no, our body needs a lot of things to ensure we get absorption. One of those things is what? Can somebody tell me one of those things that we need in our water so that we can get hydration? I'll wait. Salt. Yes. So have you ever been put in the hospital and they're like, you're dehydrated and we need to hydrate you, and they give you a bag of saline? Well, that saline also has salt and minerals in it that is going to help with absorption. So they give you an IV bag of salt water so that you can be hydrated very quickly. So any electrolyte that has salt in it, ours has particularly Himalayan salt, is going to help with absorption. So whenever you're drinking the electrolyte, it's actually going to penetrate and absorb into the body and really hydrate you. So our electrolyte mix is a really awesome mix. It's sugar free. We have two flavors. We have a lemon lime flavor, and we have like I think it's blueberry or mixed berry, or it's some kind of berry. Let me look. I'm gonna look right now and tell y'all. But this also has black pepper extract in it as well. And so that black pepper extract is going to also help with absorption. Blue raspberry. There we go. Blue raspberry. So this electrolytes are really going to hydrate the skin and the body from the inside out. So it's important that if it's super hot outside, drink your water, but also drink your electrolytes so your body can absorb everything really, really well. This is going to help with energy. It's going to help with recovery. It's going to help with hydration. So electrolytes do so much for the body. Why does it help with energy? Because you're giving everything back into the body that you need to keep you energized. If you do, or if you're not hydrated, we saw the signs of dehydration. You're tired, you feel fatigued, you get a headache, you can't even function. You're like losing health units, right? But when you rehydrate the body, now like my brain can work like it's supposed to, my head's not pounding, I feel energized, and I can go out and, do the day that I need to do. This also has magnesium in it. So I think a lot of people, whenever they think electrolytes, they just think of the salt that's in there. But this one also has magnesium that's going to help with that mental focus and the attention. So it's going to help with that mental clarity that we need to be able to get through the day. And I love our electrolytes. Every single day, I at least drink one packet. I put it in, we have these Stanley cups that are these big, huge cups, and I just fill it with water, put my electrolyte in there to rehydrate the skin. The other thing, well, and the body. The other thing that I add to it, though, is our H2 tabs. Again, I look to see if y'all get the H2 tabs. On some sites I saw it, and some sites I didn't, but the H2 tabs give you that extra boost of absorption because of what is in it. So I'm going to read about this one. I'm going to read because I want to make sure that I'm telling you correctly. But these are hydrogen tabs. And hydrogen is going to also help with the absorption. It's going to help with the mental clarity. It's going to help with energy. It's going to energize the body. It's going to do all of these things. So I love adding these both together. Some people add their H2 tabs to their vitamins. So we have our isotonic vitamins. Some of them add the H2 tabs into there. I add my H2 tab into my electrolytes. So the one thing I wanted to read about with the H2 tabs is this. It is the smallest, lightest, most abundant element in the universe. Hydrogen can penetrate deep into the tissues and pass through the cell membrane. So this is going to help work on a cellular level. So this is going to take that electrolyte hydration and it's going to make it absorb even deeper into the body, into the skin to help with absorption and that bioavailability. This one also is an antioxidant and it's going to promote that cellular health. So it's going to work on a cellular level. So again, you can use these together. You can use these separately. You can put the H2 tabs into your vitamins. You can drink it standalone. It's really up to you, but it's just going to help with any absorption, whether it's the absorption of the electrolyte or it's the absorption of the vitamins that you're taking. But you can put them in anything that you want to. Again, you can drink it by itself, and there's two flavors on them. And then Ultimate Aloe. Everybody should be drinking aloe because this has so many benefits. I could probably do an hour just on aloe. Because aloe is going to help calm the skin from the inside out. It's going to calm the gut. Sometimes heat makes your stomach upset. You know, when it's super hot outside, can you eat a full meal? Can you sit down and eat like so much, a full meal? No, the body can't handle it. It's too heavy. You're like in the summertime, you tend to eat lighter. You're like, oh, I need more veggies. I need more fruit. I need more things that are like going to be light to my gut because the heat, it really, really does a number. I know when it's super hot outside, I can't be eating like no heavy burger and french fries and all that grease and stuff. The combination of that food and the heat, it just really upsets my stomach. My stomach gets very upset. So aloe is going to be very calming from the inside out to your gut, to your immunity, to all of the things necessary to keep, and it's going to hydrate. The aloe is going to hydrate the skin as well. So from the inside out. So these are the products that are super important that I feel that are good for the summertime to keep you happy and hydrated and protected from the inside out. So I think that's all I got for y'all. Yep, that's it. That's it. Let's see if y'all got any questions.
All right. A lot of information has been shared. We still have some times. So anyone on the floor, if you would like to ask Martha questions, you can unmute yourself or type in the chat box.
Yeah, you can do either. And it's really important that we're constantly paying attention to, the products that we have available to us. Sometimes we get really stuck on the one or two products that we have and we love, but it's really important for us to like really look at what we have because you can change your routine up depending on the year. What do you recommend to reduce the size of the skin pores? So to minimize pores, that volcanic mask. So one thing we cannot do is we can't get rid of pores. Pores are always going to be around, but we can minimize the look of them by making sure that they're clean. So if your pore, say it starts off like this, but then in the morning, you're like, it's hot, it's humid, you go outside, you get sweaty, and the dirt from outside gets clogged into the pore. Then you get the oil that gets clogged into the pore. Then you get the makeup that gets clogged into the pore, the sunscreen that gets clogged into the pore. Maybe it's windy outside and you have I don't know, maybe you have pets and the dirt and dander gets clogged into the pore. It just makes the pore get larger and larger and larger. And it gets more visible because now you have gunk stuck into the pore. And so now you can see the pore. So it's important that we get things that are going to take out all the dirt, oil, and impurities so that the pore can be minimized because when it's clogged, they get open, but when they're cleaned out, they get small. So the volcanic mask is going to remove all the dirt and impurities. Anything with an acid, glycolic acid, lactic acid, mandelic acid, if you haven't used our mandelic acid, that is going to also remove any dead skin cells that get caught in there. So it's going to minimize the look of the pores, cleansing your skin just with a cleanser, a tone cleanser toner, volcanic mask, and those mandelic acids. Those are all great for minimizing the look of the pores. Yeah, the sebaceous filaments on the nose and chin, everything I just everything I just said will help also with the sebaceous filaments and the on the nose and the chin. So getting that volcanic mask, if you don't need it everywhere, but you need it on the nose and the chin, just put it on the nose, let it sit for 15 minutes, rehydrate it, and do really good circular motions, and it will pull everything to the surface. And during the summer, I have to use that volcanic mask at least 2 times a week because my pores around, you can't tell because we're on Zoom, but my pores are a lot larger on the nose area and right here within my cheeks, and then they get larger in the on the chin area during the summer because they just get clogged. And so whenever I experience breakouts, I usually experience them here in this area, and then I'll experience them here. So that will definitely reduce the appearance of the pores, help with the sebaceous filaments on the nose and the chin. Can we mix the liquid foundation and cellular sunscreen? Yes, you can. So if you want to like create like a tinted sunscreen with your foundation, you absolutely can mix them together. I've done that many of times where I just don't want a full coverage of foundation, but I want something to cover up the few little breakouts that I get during the summertime just because I'm super oily and I have pretty large pores in certain areas. You can definitely mix the foundation and the sunscreen together to give it that, more of a natural finish and to give your skin that sun protection. Let's see, any other questions? Is there any skin area that mandelic acid should not be used on? Not that I'm aware of. When we tested the mandelic, we had people testing it on their neck. This lady had really bad discoloration on her hands. She tested it on her hand. So there is not any area that you should not use the mandelic acid. The only thing is mandelic acid, because it is an acid, you want to use it at night. Don't put that on during the day. Same thing with retinol. Retinol is only to be used at night. Do not use retinol in the day because retinol is vitamin A, which is also an acid. So you got to be very, very mindful of, things like that. You're welcome. All right. Any other questions, comments, concerns? I will answer them.
Martha, if you scroll up the chat, I think there's one question from Ung about uh, how do we get rid or reduce the appearance of sebaceous filaments on the nose and chin?
Oh yeah, the volcanic mask will help with the filaments on the nose and the chin. Can I
All right.
use volcanic mask on the lips? I will say if you are, I would not put it on the lips and let it sit 10 to 15 minutes because our lips are a little bit more sensitive. But because it is granulated, you can do a really quick little scrub on them to remove the dry and dead skin. If your lips are super sensitive, we do have another exfoliating scrub that is not as potent as the volcanic mask. But yeah, anything that has like little scrubs in it, you can scrub the lips off. If you're in a pickle and you don't have any products, like you're like, oh man, my lips are really dry and flaky and they look like they want to peel and you have no exfoliating products, a dry toothbrush, if you do a dry toothbrush on the lips, it will help with exfoliation. May I check as well? What would you suggest for dry nails? Dry, brittle nails. Our beauty blend, our OPC3 beauty blend, helps with hair, skin, and nails. Anything with biotin in it will help with hair, skin, and nails. So, drinking those vitamins. are really going to help with the dry brittle nails. Now, if you want to also hydrate, so I get my nails done. Sometimes I have acrylics on them, and then sometimes I give them a break. Like right now, I don't have acrylics because they needed a break. And so our elixir oil is really good to put on the nails. So the elixir oil can be used on the nails. Can we use Super Soother on dry skin before retinol? Yes, yes, yes. Super Soother can be used day and night, and you can put it on before you put your retinol. You can use both of those together. You cannot use retinol and mandelic acid together, and you cannot use vitamin C and retinol together. If you're going to use mandelic, it's either mandelic or retinol. So if you want to use mandelic one night and retinol the next night, you can, but you can't use mandelic and retinol at the same time. But both of those need to be used at night. So you can alternate them if you want to. If you're using retinol at night and you want to use vitamin C, you need to use vitamin C during the day and retinol at night. Again, with mandelic, if you're going to use vitamin C, you need to use vitamin C during the day and mandelic at night. Because those are all three are acids. So it's just too much acid on the skin at one time. But vitamin C is a gentler acid that you can use it during the day. Mandelic and retinol are pretty potent acids, so you want to make sure you use them at night. You don't want the sun beaming down on that because it's going to make your skin super sensitive. But I love that y'all are asking me about all these other products because these are some awesome products and you should be using all of them. All of the products, you should be using them in some way, shape, or form. Any other questions y'all have? And I'm going to scroll up too. Uh, let's see. Is it okay if I use serums only at night and only use toner, moisturizer, and sunscreen? Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Sometimes if you're seeing peeling, it's because um there's a couple of things happening. If you see pilling, meaning has anybody ever put it could be a lotion, it could be a sunscreen, it could be a serum on, or you put it on and all of a sudden you feel like your skin is rolling off. It's just because the product didn't absorb into the skin correctly and you're having too much product on the skin at one time, so it starts peeling. That's one reason. Another reason sometimes it peels is because you haven't exfoliated in a long time. So it's bringing the dead skin cells off. I notice age spots on my hands, especially where it's exposed to the sun. Always use sunscreen to protect it, but all you can also use any of the creams and serums meant to lighten and brighten the skin. You can use them on your hands. So mandelic acid helps with dark spots. Um, Super cream helps with dark spots. The fading fluid helps with dark spots. Sunscreen is going to help minimize the dark spots. And then every once in a blue moon, those dark spots come from hormones. It could be because of hormonal changes in the body. So making sure that you're drinking like OPC3 or OPC3 Beauty Blend. Let me think of which other one. I'm drawing a blank here. The anti-aging um and I think it's feminine helps with hormones as well. Those will, if it is hormonal, but if it's sun, yeah, make sure you put sunscreen on it. But any of the serums or the creams that are going to help lighten and brighten, you can put on your hands. I always say if you have any product left over, like you're putting moisturizer on your face or serums on the face, I always put the extra, I'll put it in my hands or my knees. How to use renewal gelée and the renewal mask. The renewal gelée, you just layer them day or night into your skincare routine. So the best rule of thumb is the thinnest to thickest. So if you're using like the super cream and you're using the gelée and you're using Pentaxel and then you use your moisturizer, the texture, right? The consistency, you want to do thinnest to thickest. That's a good rule of thumb for anything that you use. And that's why I put sunscreen on last. Because sometimes I will put, like my vitamin C on, and I will put my super soother on, and so all of those things. Would you know if toenails that are seeming to look darker tone can Beauty Belt help lighten the nail color? That I don't know. I've seen a doctor and he doesn't think I should be concerned. It is not fungus. That is a good question. Do you wear a lot of nail polish on your nails? I know sometimes whenever you wear too much, when you wear nail polish quite a bit and you don't give it time to breathe, sometimes it can cause that discoloration. So you might have to like stop. But other than that, she's like, I never applied nail polish, so I'm not sure. That's a good question. I mean, it wouldn't hurt. I would take the OPC3 beauty blend because it helps with hair, skin, and nails. Or even biotin gummies, those help with the nails as well. So, something like that and see if it works. I've never specifically looked, so I can't say whether it will or won't. Can we use the anti-aging mask after the volcanic mask same day? Yes, yes, because the anti-aging is going to be like hydrating. So you can use both of them. When I do facials, because I do facials because I'm a massage therapist and I can do facials and stuff like that. Whenever I do my clients, I do them both. I do the volcanic mask and then I do the hydrating mask. All right. Any other questions? Yeah, there's sometimes where you're like, oh, I need a self-care moment, and I use all the things. The mask on, we put the hydrating thing on, I put the eye gels on. I do it all. One, it makes me look younger and makes my skin look happier. And then two, I mean, who doesn't love that BV? Is it necessary to still apply skincare after I've done my hydrating mask? Yes. And after you do the hydrating mask, you know how you sometimes it didn't absorb all the way. You can go in and kind of rub it into the skin. If you have any extra, put on your neck, your décolleté, your hands, your knees, and then put all your skincare routine on after that. It's just going to make all of it work better. Any other questions? Cool. Well, I guess you're welcome. I kept y'all right at 9:30. I did pretty good because sometimes I tend to be a
Good timing,
little
Martha.
long-winded.
All right. So our time, I think, is up. Any more last questions from the floor? You can still probably uh, type in the text chat box. Well, I hope all the questions has been answered. With no more questions, well, once again, thank you so much, Martha, for sharing all this useful knowledge, informations about keeping our beauty inside out. And to all participants, thank you for participating, posting your questions. I hope this session has been beneficial for all the participants. So with that, I think we can call it a night. Thanks again, Martha, for